Good evening, everybody. So as you can see, I'm recording this from my desk at school. But today I'm going to go through a model answer and strategies for tackling the 40 to 50 word question, which is question 2 of the foundation writing paper for GCSE Spanish. As you may have seen, I've done one already for the 20 to 30 word task. But the 40 to 50 word task is one of the ones that people find the most difficult. But it isn't so difficult. It's actually fairly straightforward. So I'm going to show you just now, I'm going to show you an example of a 40 to 50 word question. So as you can see now, I have got this question here. So, un trabajo en España. So there will always be a title at the top that tells you what it's about. So we can tell from the word trabajo that this is going to be on theme 4, which is future aspirations, study and work, which is what we've been doing so far in year 11. So with these questions, with these 40 to 50 word questions, there will always be, I'm going to draw a little text box to show the criteria. There will always be you will always have to, it's in the formal register, first of all. So in the formal register, it means that it's not chatty, it's formal. It's like you're writing to someone important. This question will always have at least one present tense bullet point, at least one opinion, and at least one bullet point in the future tense. And this will probably be in the near future. So, as we can see from this question here, so we've got ¿Quieres trabajar en un campamento de verano? You want to work in a summer camp. So you're writing an email to the boss. So that's just to give you some context on what you're writing and who you're writing to. So these are the 4 bullet points here that you have to mention. So you have to mention your personal details, tus detalles personales, tus pasatiempos preferidos, your favorite or your preferred pastimes or hobbies. ¿Cuándo puedes empezar? So those question words like cuando will come up over and over again, either in the role play, in the speaking exam, and in the writing as well. So when you can start. And this is your last bullet point. El trabajo que te gustaría hacer en el futuro. The job that you would like to do in the future. So there are 4 bullet points. It's 40 to 50 words. So that's about 10 to 12 words per bullet point. So I'm going to show you how I would approach this question. Okay. And I would write at least one sentence for each bullet point. So it will all start with estimado señor or estimada señora. So for your personal details, you could write, hola, me llamo, your name, give your name. So in this case, I've got, hola, me llamo Señora Smith. Your personal details, there's not much, there's not kind of any ones that are looking for particular. So, hola, me llamo Señora Smith. Then you could say something about your age. If they ask your personal details, saying your age. Now, remember in Spanish, when we say our age, we don't say I am however many years old, but you would say I have however many years. So I would write tengo 24 años. I'm 24 years old. So I can see here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words. So I would like to put another bit of information about my personal detail in there. So I could give my nationality. So I could say soy escocesa. That could be good. That would be your nationality. Or I could either say vivo en Sheffield and Inglaterra. Now, if you're concerned about how many words you're going to write for each of the rest of the bullet points, I would recommend using some good, like a bit of a longer phrase. So, for example, like the second one. So now I know that we've got 13 words for that bullet point there. So I've got literally my name, my age, where I live. That's all you need to do for your personal details. Use paragraphs. This is really, really important. It's really important to use paragraphs when you are writing an extended piece. This helps the examiner or the person reading your text to be able to decipher like where to clearly see like where your bullet points are broken up into. So I've done that bullet point, that one here, so I can cross that off. So let me insert a shape. There we go. So see, let's try and make it a little bit. There we go. So I've already done that bullet point. I've done tus detalles personales. It's on my personal details. Then next one is about my favorite pastimes or hobbies. Now, if they ask you this question, there is a great phrase to use to start this question off, to start this bullet point off. And that is in my free time, or en mi tiempo libre. Now, this bullet point is asking for my opinion on something. So I want to use an opinion phrase plus an infinitive to talk about something that I like to do. So en mi tiempo libre. I'm going to use one of my more advanced opinion phrases. So I could use me gusta. I could use me encanta. But I'm going to use me apasiona. I'm passionate about. Me apasiona. I'm passionate about. I'm going to say, a classic one is to say jugar al fútbol. But I'm going to write something a little bit more advanced. So I'm going to say, me gusta, me apasiona hacer natación. I'm passionate about going swimming. And what I'm going to do kind of in my as my kind of justification, I'm going to not use porque because that's boring. I'm not going to use porque. I'm going to use ya que. And I'm going to justify my opinion. So I'm going to use es and an intensifier, ya que es realmente, really divertido. It's really fun. And then I'm going to expand my opinion, but I'm just going to say, pero es bastante fatigante. But it's quite tiring. And then I'm going to give a few more details. So I've written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 words. And I'm going to add a little bit more, I'm going to add a little bit of extra information. And I'm going to tell you how often I do something. So your time phrases. So I'm going to say, hago natación todos los días. I do something every day. So we've answered that bullet point at the top, your personal details. You've answered with your favorite pastimes. Now we've got 2 bullet points left. So next one about when can you start? So your days of the week, your months, your times of the day are really, really useful for this bullet point. So I would all start with this one using the wording of the question. So this says, ¿Cuándo puedes empezar? When can you start? So I'm going to kind of rip off what they've used in the question, and I'm going to write puedo empezar. I can start. I don't know. I'm going to say in a certain month. I'm going to say puedo empezar en agosto. When I can start in August. And I'm going to say and I would like to work. Me gustaría trabajar 40 horas a la semana. Now I've put a little bit of extra detail in there. So I've said, I would like to start in August. Now you could just stop there, but I've put an extra bit of detail. I've used another tense. I've used a future tense accurately. I've said, and I would like to work 40 hours a week. Now, that's not technically in the remit of your question here, is it? It's not technically in the remit, but it's an opportunity for you to show that you can use the future tense accurately or future like timeframes accurately. And also that you know your numbers. And then the final bullet point we've got, so it says, el trabajo que te gustaría hacer en el futuro. So I'm going to just pop that down there. I'm going to get rid of that one. So this one is the future tense bullet point. So if you haven't already included a future tense in this bullet point here, in the third one, this is kind of your only opportunity really to include a future tense. So I always start again using the wording from the question. So I'm going to write en el futuro because that's the time phrase that they give you in the question. And I've already used me gustaría. I've already used me gustaría hacer or me gustaría trabajar. So I'm going to use another of our future wishes phrases. I'm going to use espero ser, I hope to be. And remembering, when we're saying about job titles, we don't put an una or an una. Even though in English we say, I would like to be a firefighter. In Spanish, we say, I would like to be I want to be firefighter. I hope to be firefighter. So I'm going to write, espero ser bombera. Now, remember to, if you identify as female, to put this into the feminine. So if it's something that ends in an O, if it's a normal job like médico or enfermero, changing that O to an A at the end. And I'm going to then justify that because that's something that kind of follows under this remit here. But really, what they want, that what the examiners want, is an opinion here. So I'm going to use another opinion. So I'm going to use dado que. It's my favorite phrase, as you can probably tell. Dado que. Given that. And then I'm going to describe my personal qualities that make me suited to this job. So I'm going to say, dado que, en mi opinión, that's again adding more words, but also it's accurate and it shows you can use as opinion starters. En mi opinión, I am muy responsable. I'm very responsible. I'm very responsible. And what am I going to write about what am I like? And I'm going to say, and I'm quite strong. So soy bastante fuerte. So you've got in there, you've got your future time phrase, you've got your future time frame, you've got a job, and you've got your opinion. You've got your opinion phrase, kind of justification phrase. You've got opinion starter, and then you've given a justification. Now I'm going to count these words. And I don't know how many there are, but I'm going to say there are definitely more than 40 to 50 there. So you absolutely do not have to go this advanced in your 40 to 50 words. But this is an example of some of the things that you could put into that 40 to 50 word task. So here we've got, I've managed to hit personal details, favorite hobbies, when you can start, a job that you would like to do in the future. So I've hit 3 of those things. I've got an ambitious time phrase, not a time phrase, sorry, opinion phrase there. I've used some different connectives for there. I've got some time phrases in there. Got todos los días. I've got future time frame. And I've got another good connective and another good opinion starter there. So just using these bits of language and varying your language so that you're not repeating yourselves and repeating yourself and repeating yourself. So that is how I would tackle a 40 to 50 word task. It is out of 16. And I would say this would probably get 16 out of 16, not to like blow my own trumpet. So I hope that was useful to go through it, to see my thought process. And please do have a go at writing one of these for yourselves. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found it useful. Thanks, bye.